Yeah, I just lowered your volume. All right, we're gonna start right away. Get off your fucking phone.
I'm on.
I got
questions. I wrote down questions too.
I hope you did, honestly. That'd be great.
I have questions. I would just love to eat.
Oh,
Let me see if I have questions.
No,
If I have
all right, come on. Let's take the shot so we can take the edge off.
Damn.
Keep it going. Like, have a good time.
All
All right, co-host Shane. Yo, what's up?
Here's the season 4, episode 5.
Tyson Fire.
Hello.
Everyone look at Herbert's face. Everyone look at Herbert's face.
What's up? How do you feel?
He's soft, bro. He's soft.
Damn.
It's the honest truth.
He's
He's
spitting
soft.
inside his shirt.
You saw a
Pause.
demon or something.
Dude, that's so good.
It's good.
Lay back a little bit so the camera captures your
You didn't
face.
even fucking drop.
Lay back a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
What do we do?
Lay back because
Equal
this is
swab.
blocking your face.
Who gonna get your shot glass?
Why are you gonna watch him right now?
He's definitely in the way. Oh.
All right, so let's get straight to it, bro. We're gonna have 2 parts of this. Obviously the 3 males. By the way, Mike J was crying because he was almost not part of this.
Already.
So true story. You guys can fact check me with Anthony. He'll tell you the truth.
My phone.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. Let's see first. Let's see what kind of questions we're gonna talk about. It's a little mix of everything. It's relationship, politics, morals, ethics. No, everyone should know who you are by now.
Nah, bro. What the fuck?
I'm under the radar, bro.
That's fucked up. Every
Bro.
guest gets a formal.
He's not allowed out as much, so you gotta let him.
You want to formal introduction?
Yeah, like,
no,
what
he
the
wants to.
fuck?
All right.
You're like, Joe Franklin, what's your government name? What's your social security card? Like, you were
Well,
like,
actually, that was a pretty good episode. So
Franklin, like, what?
Great episode.
that was a great episode. Yeah, Hezbollah. First of all, if you watched.
Herbert, do not talk into the side of it. It's not gonna pick your.
I literally put the diagram
But-
for you because I knew you wouldn't understand this.
Listen, guys, Herbert wants an introduction. So what's your name, Herbert?
Do what you just mean.
Okay.
Do you guys not know how guests work?
All right, I'm gonna do the.
We are your guests.
What do you... All right.
You guys, no, man. What are you? Who are you?
Are you confused?
Are you confused right now?
I ain't gonna lie, though. You introduced me.
Yeah, like, what?
Why would I need to introduce you?
I don't even know who you are.
Like,
We need
you.
All right, bro. Hold on. Ready?
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for coming back for another episode.
Thank you. Who am I?
Appreciate it. This guy's name is go by many nicknames. Ready? Oh, if you ever watched Herbie Fully Loaded, he's Gerby Fully Loaded. Pause.
Hey, yo. Dust boy.
Already.
Oh, fuck, already.
Do you have a street name?
You don't have a street name like Hasbullah? Hasbullah said his street name was Lies.
Me and House.
That is Hasbullah's street name.
Damn.
No, bro. People just know me. Like, just fucking know me.
What's your street name?
Many names.
Dave?
Bro. Who's? Did you hear me say that?
His street name is They Know Me.
They know. They do know me. They do really do.
They don't know him. Actually, I was going to give him his Call of Duty name. I still have it on the phone.
It's your
No,
boy.
it's the other
your
one.
boy.
No, the other
Chip
one.
Jelly?
No.
Remember
The Bagel Bites hater?
the other one, the newest one.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm going downstairs.
Dorian one. Oh,
Yeah. He fucking changed it on his phone. So when you texted us, I'm like, what?
Not funny.
I'm going downstairs. And Shane was like, what is that? And I'm like, changed it, dude.
Going downstairs waiting for Mike. If you guys played Call of Duty, you would understand the name. So, all right. Gerbert, thank you for coming back as on episode 5, season 4. Everyone knows you. They kind of block you for... I lost a lot of followers because of you, man. I appreciate that. Some girls that don't like you out there, you broke some hearts. And you also just made bad choices. But we're not going to get too much into that.
Why not? It's a controversial episode.
No, because Harper's going to just shut down, and we don't need that early in the
I'm gonna start
episode.
fucking letting everything fly then. I'm gonna let it fly.
All right.
He just in that guy's
I'm not gonna pull the Shane.
Yeah, what'd you put in this cup?
All right. You all know my co-host because I'm doing introductions all over again. AJM.
What's up?
Media,
What's up,
Anthony.
guys?
Last time I said your full legal name, by the way, on the Hasbullah episode. I said...
He hasn't recovered.
Located at
Oh, yeah.
Social Security.
But Anthony didn't even care. He didn't catch it because the double black... What was it? The double Jack Black, whatever.
Oh, I
shit.
didn't catch it? Oh,
Yeah, no, we were pretty... no, he was tipsy.
oh, I was definitely
Anthony
tipsy.
was rocked.
We're going back to now this other screen right here, the Green Duos, the Green Power Rangers.
You're...
Returning guest, like always. Like I said, he was going to cry for not being on this episode, but we made it happen. Mick J. Congratulations, by the way, passing your license exam. We're not going to say what it is.
Good shit.
Yeah.
All right, you don't go on Instagram no more. You know,
You can't clown him for that, bro.
I can't.
Honestly,
I respect that.
he's
I respect
better at Instagram than you are, and he doesn't use it. When we send Mike shit, he's fake as fuck. He doesn't open it. Unless it's the name's Alex sending him the DM, he doesn't fucking open it, bro. True fucking story,
Man,
bro.
you guys send like 30 videos a day. I don't got time for that.
You're
You
I'm
can't.
catching you on the. You know how I know you're. No.
Your feet at your desk all day.
I'm
I don't got
waiting.
time.
Let him keep fucking burying yourself right now. Keep going. What else do we
Burying
do?
myself. Yeah, you send a lot of
I'm not gonna
videos.
lie. He only sends one every 2 days. So
It's Jamel. Jamel, like,
Yeah.
he does the.
Jamel, when he goes on Instagram and social media, they're like, "Thank you for coming back home."
Like, Mike, we only be sending you like one every 2 days, and you're just like, they're so.
Yeah, but I don't go on TikTok like
He's such a
once or
Such
twice
a
a week.
liar.
Yeah, hold on.
Time to go through
Let the
my
camera go
fucking
back on me.
DMs.
Ready?
Like, there's no reason.
He doesn't know. This is how stupid he is with technology. TikTok tells you because he has it
Yeah, it
activated.
tells me.
No, TikTok is active on his thing, so it tells me when he's using the app. It tells me when you're
Yeah, and
active.
so does
So when I
Instagram,
send you,
it's not
no,
true.
you're
Instagram
fucking
does
lying.
the same thing.
Bro, you're fucking lying.
I swear to
You're
God.
such a fucking liar, bro.
Yes.
I know when you're using TikTok because it says you're active, and when you get off,
this is how you're making it seem. You're like, must not.
get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here,
Is
bro.
it open the app like you're gonna be shunned? I must not open.
You have to open up every single video they send you. Every single one. Don't miss
like,
one.
I'm obligated to. I can't look at all of them.
I'm gonna change my contact name on his phone to Alex. See, make sure he'll open that shit, bro. He'll fucking open that shit.
But you do have permission, right?
You didn't choose
You have
Shane. You didn't choose Shane.
Well, Black Man's next. Black Man's next, bro.
Yeah, those last.
Everyone has permission?
We love the Black Man.
Choose Shane. Choose Shane. Come on.
Why are you clapping?
Shane
Damn.
said.
Guys, he's gotta get him to hide.
That was
Drum roll, please.
Welcome back, Shane.
Let's go.
Everyone wanted that. Welcome back, Shane. Yo, Shane, I appreciate you, bro. You lower the rent, though, all right?
never.
Just make sure that happens.
It's actually going up in April.
Nah, I didn't even sign the contract for this year either.
You fucking did it.
Yeah, I don't sign contract, bro.
You guys have a verbal agreement.
Damn,
He has on record. Too.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Damn. You letting him say
Tenants, don't sign the contract. I'm telling you. All right, let's get straight to it, bro. Let's get straight to it. Let's go on the questions. We're gonna go with the Instagram questions first, all right? Like I said, no, not yours. Absolutely, yours would get us nowhere. One of the questions that Herbert asked is, "Who's the better kisser, Mike or Anthony?"
Bro, you asked that shit?
Do you not want to know?
Oh my god, bro.
You're weird. Like,
No one here can vouch. So why would we ask that?
You're right. We should test.
Do we have the same fucking question sheet? We don't have the same question sheet.
Bro, where did you read it, bro?
Bro, that's crazy.
Possible one.
Oh no, we're not asking that dumb shit.
That was a good one.
No,
Yeah, so we're not.
No, but the answer is me.
we're not
The answer is
asking
me.
that.
The answer is me.
Hey.
Hey, yo, what?
Go ahead.
All right, hold on. I'm making sure that it doesn't redline right now because if we redline, that's not good.
Oh, we would have fucking sucked at silent library.
Good job, man. Instagram questions. So someone asked, what is the expected gender roles in a long-term relationship? And Herbert, we're gonna have you talk about it because you have a lot of experience in relationships.
Why can we start with Shane?
No. I want to start with
We
you.
want to start with you.
What's
We want to hit you
What's the
while the cranberry's still in the system. You know what I mean?
Diluted.
That's what I'm saying. We know how you get drunk off juice.
So repeat the question again.
What is the expected gender roles in a long-term relationship? Let me know, bro.
Like, what do guys do are expected, and what do girls are expected to do, you know?
Take care of your girl, and girls gotta take care of their mans. I mean, I don't know. I'm like a little more progressive, so I feel like it's interchangeable. Girls can do just as much as guys can do.
So guys do housework.
Guys can. There's really
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing saying like you can't. Bro, if anything, like Mike fucking loves to clean. You love having a clean house. If anything, Mike's probably been the one cleaning.
Yeah, facts.
So I don't think Mike's gonna be like, yo, I need my girl to clean because you're just gonna do it yourself.
It's a 50-50 thing, I think.
I think you don't think you're gonna be like, yo, you gotta do it. You're not gonna just.
I'm not demanding anything.
I'm saying like you come home and your house is dirty. You're not just gonna do it. Like
I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I don't know. We're a little more.
Stop deflecting, bro. Stop deflecting.
Now, on the opposite side, for girls, do you expect them to pay half? Because it's equal.
It's every relationship's different. You know, if you guys are comfortable doing half, do half. I think there's nothing wrong with that as long as you guys are happy, you guys are together, and there's no like animosity about it. You know, it's when people.
So as long as it's agreed to.
Yeah.
Oh,
As long as
okay.
you guys are on the same page.
All right,
So
cool.
that's why I feel like I don't know. There are, I guess, like old school gender roles. Like you should protect your girl. Like you should, if you're out and about, you got to be the one. If you guys like get into an agreement with someone else, like you should be the one stepping in. But like other like old school roles, like dude, like if your house is dirty, like you clean it.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, you cook. If anything, like why are you waiting? You're just gonna I get hangry. So like why would I be like, nah, yo, she gotta cook. I could just go to Chipotle.
Shout out Chipotle.
What are your thoughts about that? Let's kind of reminisce on that. Like, what do you agree with him? Disagree with him? Let's start with the green shirts over there. Green Power Rangers, go.
Money trees. Nah, pretty much hop on the bandwagon with this guy. Man.
Yeah, that's my point.
This is the way it is. I mean, I feel like we all are at least second and third generation Americans, and like that traditional type of old way thinking, in my opinion, it can't exist. You can't just wait on this one person to do something. Well, like, you just gotta do it. They could be doing something else, and you just gotta do it. Take initiative and do it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, if you're able to do it, not being in a relationship, then you should have no problem doing it when you're in a relationship. I clean.
Doing what?
Alex cleans. She cooks. Like there's. I feel like there's no expected ones outside of like maybe like being a gentleman. Like if you're gonna step up if there's an issue, you step in. Like Herbert said, like if it's stuff like that where it's coming to like the protective side of a relationship, then there's expectations of like, yeah, my man should, stand up and defend me if needed.
If you were independent before, there's no reason for you to not be independent in a relationship.
Yeah.
Plus, like, what if Alex gets sick? Are you gonna be like, yo, sorry, but you gotta get up and clean? I know you're gonna be like, I'll take care of you.
That's an exception.
But if you're sick, she's gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z because like you obviously can't.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they're interchangeable. Because once you start being dependent on someone, then everything's downhill.
Yeah.
How about if it's a teamwork? How about
that's what I'm saying. As long as you're not dependent. Like as long as you're just doing your thing.
I mean,
Shane's hungry.
you're codependent. Like, let's say the guy's out taking care of the bills, working, and the girlfriend stays at home, helps take care of the house. Maybe you have kids. If you're married,
most people are working. We're in New York.
No, it's a 2-income family today. You're right. Yeah.
I feel like that example is not really applicable.
It's such a small.
I've heard a couple of you guys like use that example. I feel like that example is like
there's a lot of people that one person is working.
Yeah, I agree.
There's like either a house dad or a house mom.
And the people who are doing that are in the 1%. Yeah, they're up there with it.
There's no like,
like
no, you're.
Well, that's not true. George does that. He's not.
Well, no, I'm not saying overall everyone.
I know, but I'm throwing bombs out there to make you guys talk. By the way, if I don't give you guys contact, it's because I'm trying very hard to shift. So just don't think I'm not listening. I'm listening. But I'm also throwing little bombs. I'm throwing little bombs.
George is a good example of that too. He's obviously not in the 1%, but he's doing the work, and his wife is taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, you would want that. So you have
Well,
one or the other parent being, raising your child while you're out providing.
That's the thing.
But I think that in today's world, that's not a gender-based situation. Like, it could be, if his wife was an architect and George was at the stay-at-home. As long as there's one parent home with the children,
doesn't matter.
I don't think it should matter. Yeah. And as long as it's not rubbed in the other person's face.
Yeah.
There's expectations to work as a team, I think.
Definitely. There's definitely expectations to work as a team, but I think, in the case, let's say George, like, he's stepping up, he's, he's punching pretty high, to make that happen. Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys are trying to do that. At least they're trying to aim for that. We know today it's a fucking 2-income family. It's very difficult to even try that. But I think that's why the push today is like, guys, like, make money so you could at least kind of do that. Like, at least try it. Work towards that, because like it's impossible like to do it without working hard.
Shane had the best quote. I don't know why you never clipped it. But Shane had the best quote about this. Girls have a
biological clock and guys have a financial clock.
Facts. Yeah. Facts. There you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
What'd you say?
I don't know why no one ever clipped it. That was such
That's
a
a clip.
fucking-
We're clipping it again.
I literally heard that from
back.
Steve Harvey.
How long?
Literally, and
how-
it was weird. I was like, wow, that just
Yeah.
literally explains every
Yeah.
relationship and how
Yeah.
how everyone maneuvers. If you ask any guy, they're not saying, for the most part, most guys are like, yo, I just want to make money. I want to make money. I want to do this. I want to do this and do this. Not that often you hear them like right off the back, hey, like I want to have a family doing this and this. Like,
Yeah, no.
it's very, I
rare.
want to achieve this. I want to get
Mhm.
to the top in this company or whatever the case may be. So it's very
Financially driven.
context in terms of females and biological, physical clock.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Google, what do you think?
What
do you think, sir?
I kind of agree with all of you. I mean, realistically, I think Herbert was right. It depends on the couple, depends on the person, depending on the individuals. But I personally would like to be in George's situation, but not everyone. We're not going to talk too much about George's, life, but there are people that are very blessed to be in a situation now, and they take the most advantage of it. And you should, if you're in that situation.
And he's
where you
mentioned that
can.
before.
Yeah,
so
where
it's not wrong to say
exactly.
he's mentioned it.
Yeah, just don't interrupt me.
Shut up.
We had a good run.
I got to. I
Next
have
to
to.
your co-host.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you guys really think I hate Mike, then I wouldn't be here, bro. Like, there are some people that really ask me, like, yo, is there an animosity between, like, you and Mike? I'm like, no, bro. Like, there would never be.
Do people really ask that?
Yeah. Be like, yo, you guys look like you, hate each other. I'm like,
Thank
that's
God.
the whole point. That's the whole point, that we hate. It looks like we hate each other, but it's all love.
Yeah, I asked that. No, okay.
We all know you guys are flirting. We all know it's like, it's like teasing
All right,
each other.
bro, you were good up until now.
He brought it up. He's like, yeah, me and Mike, we just like getting at each other. It's like,
No one said that, bro.
there's tension, man. There's
No
tension.
one
Me
said
and
that.
Shane can feel it.
Shane's shaking his head at you. All right, well, but
that's normal.
Going back to the seriousness, it really depends on like the individuals and like what place you are financially to do that. I think I would love to be in that position where I can just work, come home, and everything's taken care of. But like Shane said it best, like, or one of you two said it.
So you're not listening.
Like, you can't do that. The salary doesn't add up. Like, you know what I mean? Living in New York, paying bills, paying your car. Like, I was just looking at this is also, like I said, at a TikTok, there is a financial page where for a Long Islander, for a person in Long Island to live comfortably as a single person, you need to make at least like $126,000. Own a
Over 100K.
to own a house and have a finance car, a new car, that's probably average price at like 50, 60,000.
Damn.
And then to still have money to like save up, blah, 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 and do everything. So imagine a kid's involved. Imagine a girl's involved. Imagine like you're in a situation where like you're in my boat where you have to take care of your parents. Where I have no money. Like I have zero. I'm negative $126,000. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. It doesn't fucking add up.
That's crazy. 6 million. I mean, it's not surprising, but it's still
For
it's a crazy
Long
stat
Island.
for a long
For
time.
Long Island.
Yeah, that's why some people live in fucking Dallas, Texas, because like rent over there for a whole house is probably $1,600
Yeah.
for an okay house. Over here, $1,600 is gonna get you a shack.
studio.
If that.
A studio.
If that.
Yeah.
If that.
Like, welcome. Bathroom's there, living room's there, bed's there, kitchen's there. I don't have a dining room table because there's nowhere they can fit. It's crazy. All right, going on to the next thing. This is a little bit of a more serious one. You know, shout out to the person that asked this because it's it's a question where politics get involved. But don't mention your party. I don't if you are in a party. But let me know your ideas with this. Gun control. Do we need more guns? Some believe all Americans should be strapped, especially in these terrible times. So, we'll start with the Power Rangers. Yo, Mike, start first.
Yeah.
What's your belief in guns? How about that?
My
I'll start
belief
there.
in guns. I think that I feel it's a fine line because I feel like only the people who are mentally capable of carrying a gun or owning one, which is still a very fine line because you have cops that get guns just by being a police officer, and some of them make bad decisions. Race not involved, like I don't think anyone should have easy access to a gun, so to speak. But there we have background checks and stuff, but they're not 100%.
No,
they can't never be. I don't think there's any way to have a perfect background check. But I feel like you have the right to defend yourself, but I think it's situational.
Average citizen, should they be able to own a gun? Be able
If we're thinking about our constitution, we have a right to.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, do you believe do you agree with that?
No, I don't. Yeah, it's a hard time. It's hard to pick a side because I see both ways, like why we should be able to and why we shouldn't, and we see why we shouldn't a lot more than why we should.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
But I think that's where I stand because I feel if I keep going, I'm just gonna keep saying the same
Yeah,
shit.
all right, bet.
Yeah.
All right, morphing time. Shane.
I can't. I don't know. It's just I try to like look at it more from like a evidence based type of practice idea, and you see a lot of countries don't have guns, and you have to look at the reason. I know it's part of our constitution, but there's a lot of things that are part of our constitution that are pretty outdated, and it needs some revision. So it's kind of they have to look back at what is the reason why we need guns. Because back then, yeah, you just had it just to shoot on a ranch wherever or not, and people are now, in the South and shit like that could do it. But there's no reason for I could go upstate and get an AR-15 for what? I feel like there's no reason to be having that. And yeah, you say, yeah, I'll go out and go shoot and stuff like that, and that's fine. Like, do it. That makes you happy. That makes you happy. But I just feel like there's no reason to have that because when you start, like, people saying, oh, bring more guns and do all this stuff, it's like, for what? You're only just going to have more violence. Like, I think it was, it's the governor of Florida against DeSantis.
DeSantis?
He was talking about having school teachers have guns. Like, when you start having conversations like that, it's like where are we going? And it's I just feel like it's
Try to prevent yourself from talking about
so I just feel like it's like kind of the whole idea about gun control is just like you damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you bring more guns, it's gonna cause more harm. If you decrease the amount of guns, you still have harm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got a loss.
I think it should be harder to get guns.
Harder.
Yeah.
How much harder?
Just hard. I don't know. It's not. I'm not the one to decipher that, but I think there should be harder ways to get guns. It's like a little too easy, which is why we have some of the issues we have. But I mean, you're never gonna get guns off the street ever.
No,
that's right.
That's not gonna happen.
If it's as easy as to get a gun legally, it's easy to get a gun illegally.
That should probably easier to get a gun illegally.
Honestly,
yeah.
So
that's the problem.
Well,
yeah. So
one of them.
If you start enforcing a little stricter, I don't think taking away a gun because it's like with like children. If you tell a child not to do something, what are they gonna do?
Do it.
Yeah, like us. Like we tell them we're gonna do the opposite. So if you tell people we're taking all your guns, people are gonna rebel. Like, nah, bro, that's not right. All right, then let's just make it harder. Let's just make it stricter policy. That's fine. Then if you have a gun, you have a gun. If you feel like that's what you need, that's what you need. What if you're, I don't know, you live out in the woods and you live by yourself and you got no family and it's like, if something does happen to you, like, I don't know, if you need a form of protection, sure. So I just feel like as long as there's stricter policy on how to get a gun, and there's like stricter background checks, and I don't even know the full extent of how you even get a gun, but I feel like
it depends on the state.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the more people like government tries to make stricter laws, people respond or retaliate with, well, that's our right.
Yeah, as long as you're
gonna keep infringing on our right to get a gun. They're gonna end up obtaining it illegally. And to kind of piggyback what Shane said, Alex and I were actually talking about that the other day, that the Constitution definitely needs like revision. And I was like, because right to bear arms is a constitutional right. And then she's like, yeah, but why? It needs to be revised. And I was like, yeah, I guess the time that the Constitution was made, America was in war. That's probably one of the reasons why it became one of the rights is because we were in the middle of the revolution or post-revolution, and but
All right. I see where you guys are coming from, but I don't own a gun, but I'll tell you guys, hearing people that do own guns, the process to get a gun is very strict. It's very time-consuming, and they dig a lot into your personal life. There's mental exams,
Financial.
there's financial exams. There's a lot of things that you have to go through. Now, we all agree here, like illegal ownership of guns is never going to stop. Most crimes that are committed are from illegal ownership of guns. And so it's like, that's not going to go away. But like legal, responsible firearm use, I think is very important because, there are responsible uses of, using guns. Like in the case that you brought up, like teachers, having guns, it is scary to think that we have to go to that point because of how much school shooters are out there, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's crazy to say. But like, wouldn't it be nice if a teacher was able to just stop it from happening?
No, because if anything, you're putting the kids more at risk. Because who says that teachers like good at shooting? Like, bro, there's 50-year-old teachers. There's teachers on tenure. Like, and plus, you know how fragile it is being a teacher. You get let go like every other year, so you have new people coming and going. And are you going to train every single one? Or
that's
Like, is it depending? Because you said gun policy is dependent on state, right?
Yeah.
So is every state going to have
it's a federal
train every single teacher?
I don't think it's for every teacher. It might be for some teachers. At least that there's guns in the building in the vicinity. If there's no security,
I think the security guard.
Well, I mean, even security don't have guns.
There's someone. It shouldn't be the fucking 6th grade math teacher.
Well, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
If you have a teacher that has a gun, I feel it defeats the purpose. I feel like the goal, and it's crazy to say this, that obviously school shootings are very, what's the fucking word? They're sporadic, but they happen a lot. Is that you want to stop it from entering the school? So security in place that's capable security guards or security measures to stop the shooting from even beginning is where they should start. Not give the people inside the school a gun, giving the chance for the shooter to get in the first place.
I would agree. A trained professional should have a gun. I don't think the 5th grade math teacher
she ready got enough for that class.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
It's Harvey.
I don't think
it's
Harvey
Harvey
who has arthritis in her wrist should have a strap on her. But
the
security guard who has whatever certification
criminal background, whatever,
is clear and it's security. So I mean
that's probably better. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But if it's at something that we needed, then I feel like even after the first couple of incidents that we've had, like Columbine, which was almost 20 years ago, like, or if not more, like
probably 30. I think it was 96 and 98.
So 25 plus years, for one of the most major like shootings in American history, that they should have started implementing measures then, like to the point where it's gotten in the past 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a failure on the government system that controls the school, safety, the board. Like, I feel like measures should be implemented.
What do you think? You've been very quiet.
Yeah, I'm listening, and I'm focusing.
What'd you say? Right? Like, why are we the one episode that you don't want to talk?
I am talking, but I'm making sure that I capture all the thoughts, all the process. I mean, you guys had a good conversation, but I think that's the whole point of why I think the person that put this question is because the country's divided. Like, the people that are pro guns, right? They are saying it's our constitutional right, and then there are people like exactly what Mike just said. The people that come and say, well, that was during the Civil War times, but you know what? People have the right to bear arms for many reasons. Like, God forbid your government's corrupt, which we're seeing a lot of media being pushed now that our government is very, very corrupt. God forbid Texas, which is going to be a next subject. God forbid Texas has a lot of people coming in through those borders. And I'm speaking as a Hispanic, right? I would also, if I lived in that area where the border was there and a lot of crazy people are coming as well as good, I want to know if a crazy person enters my house. I have at least a shotgun in my house to make sure I can fucking blow someone up if they're trying to endanger my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, right to bear arms doesn't just mean I want a fucking AR-15 to hold because it looks nice on Instagram, but it means like for the people that are legitimately getting it for their protection, I think is a legit reason. Now we get into the point where everyone's discussing, well, what if, and that's the whole point. There's never going to be a perfect system. We'll never clean up all the illegal guns in America because just like pharmaceuticals, just like weed and stuff, it's legalized now, and people are still illegally importing it. Why? Because it's cheaper to buy weed off the street than it is to get it taxed on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same concept. We're never gonna have a perfect system, but I think if people that my belief is the people saying no, we shouldn't need the right to have a gun. I don't think I've been in a situation where they lived in a town or an area where it's been very bad, where they need to protect themselves. They've always been they've always been in a privileged area or in a nice area where they've never needed to second guess their guns. There are towns that are so fucking poor, bro. The cops don't even show up to call to a 911 rescue. So you're like, and those are the people that probably don't have legal guns because they've been convicted or they have a family member in their house that has been convicted. So they have illegal guns. I'm not justifying the illegal guns, but people go to drastic measures for drastic situations. You know what I mean? So I just believe that I'm pro guns, but I know that just like her, but I don't feel comfortable with a teacher owning a gun and protecting kids. But at the same time, like, where have we gone? Like, at what point do we say let the shooter just come into the school?
Yeah, the shooter's gonna still come.
Yeah, but that's what you get a security guard. You don't give it to Miss Jet. Like, I don't think you guys are realizing. You guys ain't teachers.
All right,
Shouldn't be teachers.
You never know. A teacher can be more trained on a gun.
Teachers.
Dude,
how about the security guards?
How young you could be to be a teacher, right?
Yeah, 23, 22.
All right, how about security?
Your nieces.
Yeah,
you think your
my niece is pistol trained.
Both?
No, but Jocelyn, I'm saying,
what if both of them were?
But that could be a requirement. Like, if you educate the youth on how to handle a gun, I think there's less prevention on literally more outburst crimes.
I think you have to look at it from the lens of, imagine you being that child and like seeing like the regularity of your teacher having a gun.
Yeah.
I think that's what you have to look at.
There's going to be more exposure to the youth.
But I don't think the teacher would be.
No, I think if you're going to say right to bear arms, you can't be like, all right, now everyone is required to have pistol training. No, you should.
Remember, Anthony, remember we talked about this before? I think it was with you. Where we said if everyone just went, like, if everyone followed Israel or other countries that mandate the army at a young age, we'd have a lot more like decent people or people that would probably be more structured and understanding what it is to like go to war and things like that. It would push them to not want to get to that goal.
If you see war actually firsthand,
Is there the whole point of our country though? Like,
no, our country doesn't enforce you to go to fucking war.
That's what I mean. Isn't that the point? Like, we're allowed to have a choice. We're allowed to, like, we're not required to do that.
Well, we actually do sign off the right.
Yeah.
We're on the
right.
It's not that we're giving up that right. We're just
like
being forced.
South Korea, they made someone.
But he's saying that with Israel, they have no right to. Like they have to do it.
One of their soccer players, Sonny,
I think that's.
They made him.
I think that's a legit. Like, depending on the country. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying, if you train people at a young age to use guns, obviously you're never gonna get a perfect system. This is just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not saying what you guys are saying is wrong. I'm just saying, if you teach a young person from the very beginning right from wrong and tell them educationally why this is used for this, I think we prevent the percentages of outburst shootings. Like, these kids that also kill people are just like either wrong in the head or, bullied at school, or at this point nowadays in 2024, I think that some of them just do it for clout, which is crazy. Just leave a fucking horrible legacy out in the world. But I'm just saying, if you prevent people, you never know what that education might bring to them. The more knowledge you have, understanding how and when to control a gun. Like I said, but there's no perfect system. There is no perfect. I think this whole question is always going to be debated, but I think that it was written in the Constitution for a reason. I think they saw at some point in like our country not being stable, and that's why they implemented it in it. And look, bro, I mean, our country's been very fragile lately, and we're gonna keep talking about the topics because they lead more into that shit.
I just want to close with one point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you rather have the ability to buy a gun or not have the ability at all? I think that's the when you have it in the Constitution, at least you have the ability.
Yeah, no, I just don't agree with what y'all say about the teacher. I just think
I didn't say the teacher.
No, I'm saying no. Security guards should have guns, but I'll never get on board with like.
I don't think
we need to get to that point.
I think we all have a general consensus. All of us we agree that we're not saying take away the guns. We're not saying that. Yeah. I completely am for guns. I think, again, you're making these it's the Constitution, but this is fucking 300 years old. Like, shit changes. It's like how you change a car, you change a house, things could be adapted and changed. So you got to change with the times. It can't just be these old rules and everything's applied for it 1,000 years later. It doesn't make sense. So they're saying, yeah, keep your guns. On the semicolon, blah, 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 blah. Like have some,
so add a little bit more
restrictions.
But there are gun rules. There are gun rules. You just don't know them because you don't own a gun. Neither do I.
I know, but it's
like just to give you an example, if you own a gun, everyone that lives in that household cannot have a prior arrest, a federal arrest. They cannot have been convicted. It also has to be locked up in a safe.
And where has that been? Locked up in a safe.
No, but I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just letting you know. There are those rules. They're not federal constitutions, but there are state laws that require that.
But why can't we make that a federal thing? Boom.
Oh,
easy,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the
that makes sense. But it does the same thing. That's the part that I don't know either because I don't know again. Who regulates them? Who's going to accordance to see who's knocking your door and saying, Mr. Puka, we'd like to see where you store your AR-15. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that.
Do that for people with child support and all that shit. So why the fuck you can't do that for other things? You know what I mean?
Could be
it's crazy.
Maybe there is, and I just no one here.
I mean,
But all right. Moving on. Hopefully, we answered enough of your gun questions, Bri. I believe.
Talk to me nice.
Number 3, abortion views. Are we pro-life or pro-choice? And please, if you just want to skip, you can skip. Anthony, we're gonna start with you.
For the most part, I would say I'm pro-life. However, there are exceptions to that. So I'll start with the exceptions. In the case that a woman is, severely or could be harmed.
Hold on. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I want you to explain your answer, but before you start explaining anything, just for the clips, I want you to say, I'm pro-life or pro-choice, and then explain.
Noise.
Well, okay. I mean, I'll be honest. Like,
I'm not trying to interrupt as well. Can we do you just say pro and we just go around and then you explain? Because I feel like if you harp for 2 minutes,
okay.
It's gonna be hard.
How you go? Okay. You go first, then we'll go Herbert, me,
and then we'll come back.
And then you're gonna go back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you want yours straight?
Okay.
No, cock.
Okay, I'm pro-life.
Hold on, give it a couple seconds.
Herbert.
Hold on. Let him giggle it out because I said something stupid.
You said it, not me.
All right, 3.
I'm clipping this.
I'm pro-life.
I am as well pro-life.
I am.
Wait, hold on. Pro-choice. My bad. Pro-choice.
Yeah, I'm pro-choice.
Sorry,
I'm pro-choice.
Fucked up for a second.
I am pro-choice.
Mike,
I am pro-choice.
Okay, now going Anthony. My bad.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. This will be fun. So I'm pro-life for the most part. I would say. There are exceptions to that, of course. The exceptions would be like if unfortunate traumatic experience happened to the girl, like
Raped.
Mm-hmm. Grape.
Sexually assaulted, you could say too.
It was sexually assaulted.
I like rape.
No,
there's no nice light.
She shouldn't have to carry that out.
And I'm pro-life again. I'm sorry.
If the baby harms the mother in any way, for whatever reason, I think that's valid as well. But other than that, I think men and women, you both made a choice, and now you suffer the consequences. Okay. I think you have to own up and be responsible for who you are. Now, there's a lot of cases, that could happen where, it's kind of gray, and, it's not, and life is not easy. So I'm not saying blanket, pro-life 100%, but for the most part, I mean, people should take responsibility for the actions, everyone consent, when you consent to sex, take responsibility for it.
But there's some curveballs at you because I like what you said. I like the words you used. Yeah. He said man and woman have to make the choice. So you're disregarding teenagers when they make the choice to have sex?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, so teenagers, that's difficult because
you said man and woman.
So consenting, let's say consenting. Yeah, so that's the problem that I feel for those teenagers because they're not fully, mature in their brain to understand the severity of what they're doing. But at the same time, I don't know. It's difficult. I think you make your bed, you lie in it.
I'm not trying to throw a curveball as well, but just going off what you said. You said those examples, right? Where it's like what you said, the example.
Raped.
Yeah.
technically those would be like choices then, right?
Say it again. Like
pro-life is like pro-life. Like there's no gray area for pro-life. I feel like
that's the problem.
Yeah,
I think.
No, I agree with you. No, that's all I'm just saying. I feel like with pro-life, you can't be like.
No, I think Anthony's pro-choice, but what do you explain it?
That's what Herbert's trying to say. He's say like
I was just trying to
pro-choice.
I was trying to get to the point. You just like
you think why it says pro-choice?
Well, I didn't say he's saying it.
Yeah, a lot of pro-lifers think this way.
Really?
Yeah. This is like a mainstream. At least like a mainstream.
That could be true.
I've heard.
That could be true, but I'm saying that's pro-choice. When you make exceptions to a category, that's being pro-choice.
No.
Pro-life.
Pro-choice is I can have an abortion for whatever reason, up until I think the trimester.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying fuck politics. I don't care what politics.
The exact definition.
But the exact definition of pro-life is letting the life happen no matter what.
No, I don't.
From my definition.
There's a lot of pro-lifers that would say there are exceptions.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And but this is the thing. Most abortions are not in those categories. Are not those exceptions. A lot of people that get abortions are not out of grape or not out of
but you can say the same thing about the other side too.
No, I'm saying statistically, like it's not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when you have abortions, like the parents just don't want the kids. So they don't want to take responsibility.
So would you say you're just aside from the exceptions, you gotta be pro-life?
Yeah. Outside the exceptions, yeah, of course.
Let's hear from Shane and Mike.
Yeah.
No, you're next.
You're next.
I just.
Well, he kind of did say
around.
You just questioned him.
Oh yeah, that was okay. That was.
All you said was just like, I'm gonna throw a curveball. I mean, you threw a curveball, but why are you pro-choice?
Mine's pretty simple.
Yeah, what's your choice?
Because you should have a choice. And like, obviously, it's terrible if you just abort and to abort. Like, you're just like, fuck it, I'm abort. But like, who's to judge? It's your life, Like, we all make choices in this world. As long as you can live with it, like, why are you better than me? Why are you governing my body? Like, it's like when they make rules on like women's bodies. Like, what, dude, we're guys. Like, why should we make rules on women's bodies? We don't know what they go through. Like, periods. Fuck that,
bro.
Fuck that, bro. So, but to circle back, pro-choice, just because you should have a choice, just like the right to bear arms. I should have the right to do what I want with what I did. I mean, obviously, it's shitty, but.
What's going to me?
I mean, he's right too.
Shitty, but like, who are you to judge me? Like, you got a gun, I'll let you rock, and let me do what I do. But in all seriousness, just like there are examples, and then at the same time, there are just decisions.
But do you think people should be like? How about people that are take responsibility for that?
The thing is, it's subjective.
I was gonna let Herbert finish, but there you go. That's perfect.
Yeah, like the subject. What are you gonna do to them? Like, you are a bad person. Like, yeah, you could. What if,
but
what if that person's an outstanding citizen and they just made one bad night? What if they just drank too much of this?
Yeah, people make mistakes, but I mean, people have consequences to their mistakes.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, okay, let's say you get an abortion. Up to you.
Morality, like that's another like.
This isn't okay. Let's not even make a morality argument. Let's say that it's policy that you're able to get an abortion from the government for free. Why should I have to pay for your abortion?
Wait, what? Oh,
let's say, right? Oh. Yeah. Let's say you made a choice, right? And you want an abortion. Let's say. Why should I have to pay? Why should I have to pay for your abortion?
Your money's going to the taxes anyway, bro.
Yeah, but why should I have to pay for it?
Money's going there regardless.
No.
Like, I mean,
answer the question.
Million things you can complain.
Hold on. Answer the question. Why? Don't say that it's going to tax because it's not going to tax right now.
No, but I mean,
just say
right now, because of the road weight thing, right?
Yeah, but just in the example, let's say if abortion was not.
Oh, I have an answer. All right, so
should I have to pay for it?
What if
for my taxpayer dollars, should I have to pay for your?
So how about this? Ask me that question, but I'm a woman.
Now okay, I'm gonna ask you the same question.
So now ask it.
Okay.
I was great.
Well, that's an exception.
You can't say that though.
Yeah,
you can't say why am I paying for it, and I'm like, hey, I had this, and you're like, you know what, it's cool.
I think when you start getting into when you start getting to the financials like that, because then you're gonna say, why am I paying for it? But then, you don't want to pay for childcare and those other shit when you have a child. So it's just like, how are you gonna say, hey, I don't want to pay for it, but then yet you don't want to pay for childcare when it comes to taking care of that child that you say?
All right,
So childcare is different than abortion.
I know, but I'm talking about for financial reasons, though. If you want to say I don't want to pay for it, you don't want to pay for.
I don't want
to. Let's throw you a curveball.
Wait, hold on. Let me answer the first question because the exception is important. I already told you, and the exception.
But the exception is subjective to the person.
No, it's not. There's a report.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because a person that's religious consider grape to be a horrible sin, but they're gonna still make that person go through with it in their belief. I'm not saying you. I'm saying pro-lifers.
There's a police report. If you,
I'm not. You're going too deep into it.
No,
I'm just going. I'm
talking about facts.
No, but I'm talking about plain pro-lifers, bro. I believe that you're a pro-lifer and you're saying there are people that think like you, but there's also pro-lifers that don't think like you and say that you should have the baby no matter what.
I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about me. We're talking about that exact exception right now.
Why should you? So you want to know?
So the exception for grape, I would happily use my tax dollars to pay for that because that's an exception. That's less than 1% of abortion.
I have an answer. Do you think your tax dollars go to everything that's grape?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, but not 99% of.
Do you think all your tax dollars go to
Anthony saying 1% of abortions are due to
less than 1%. Less than 1%.
Sorry, great.
Less than 1%.
Okay,
you can look it up.
I'm not.
No, but obviously, I wouldn't want 99% of my money to go for people that decide that they want to have an abortion for the fact that they, don't want to take responsibility.
Now, do you care what happens to that life once it's born?
I mean,
this is what I'm saying. So when it comes to you want to have the life, but then you don't want to pay for that life. But that's not right. I didn't. This is the disconnect.
Put your tag.
Okay. Let me answer your question. I didn't choose to have sex. You guys did.
You're making another exception.
So why am I?
But you can't say
you want me to
pay for this if you're not willing to pay for the other thing. Because you're gonna make a choice either way. There's pro-life or there's pro-choice. So you're pro-life. Your life. Why don't you pay for the life then? Pay for the life. You can't be like, yo, you're born. You know what? You were born.
That way, I'm not gonna pay.
I don't follow this logic. I don't really understand.
So
how that makes any sense.
You can't criticize someone for making that choice, and then be like, no, you gotta have it, bro. You hooked up with that one girl in Cancun, but you know what? Yeah, buddy, you made the choice. No, you can't criticize someone. You can't judge them either.
Of course I can.
Who are you to judge?
So my answer. Hold on.
Okay, keep in the perspective that I would.
So you're looking at it from a financial point of view.
I think that's okay. That if you want to have an abortion by yourself, I think it's morally wrong. But I'm not going to stop.
What do they pay for out of pocket? As long as it doesn't come out of your money, are you good with it?
I mean, I can't stop someone.
As long as it doesn't come out of your money, are you good with it?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, sure.
All right, good.
Yeah, I mean,
my answer.
I'm not good with it morally, but I'm not.
My answer.
I can't stop you.
My answer.
Relax.
Yeah, there's so many. No, I want to answer because it's my turn, bro. I've been waiting. I've been fucking waiting to get my answer, bro. All right, so of course I'm pro-choice, like from what I said in the beginning, and I'm pro-choice because, like I said, there's too many what ifs, too many exceptions. You don't know a person's life. You don't know where your money's being invested to. Like there's so many things you can stem out, right? But I think it should just be in my opinion, it should be just pro-choice because you don't know what that individual is going to. Now, Anthony's saying, well, there are people that abuse that right. And I'm agreeing with him. There's no disagreement there. There's a lot of people that abuse the system. And I'm not saying I'm not bypassing that. I'm just saying that I'm willing to pay for something because of the people that do suffer from that exception. The people that do get raped, the people that do have a horrible upcoming and just get into a bad situation. Where they live in I don't know how poor you guys grew up, and I didn't grow up that fucking poor, but I've grew up like in an area where we needed to fucking like help each other out as a community because there were horrible shit out there. So I know what a kid his upbringing can be completely in a bad neighborhood, bro. I'm not saying that you guys don't know. I'm just saying that I know what can come from that. Horrible education, people that are basically working 3-4 jobs, never fucking parenting you, being in a system where you're just going to fucking like fail. So I don't think you have the right to tell a person that doesn't want to have a kid and doesn't want them going through that, like, you know what, you should suffer that. It was your choice. Go through it. Let them, you're okay. You were able to last. Like you should be, because God, in those areas, what are the statistics that fathers do walk away in those? Is there any kind of fucking child, what's the shit you were saying? Childcare being paid by that father if it disappears? No. when you ask for food stamps and stuff, you think that's enough food to feed a family that's probably living in a roof in one bedroom apartment that has 6, 8, 10, 9 people living in there? Like, you know what I mean? It's just so... Huh?
Too. That's not legal too, but
it's not legal, but people do it. I can bring you to my old town in Inwood. I can tell you my uncle lives. I'm not gonna say the address because they go knock on the door.
Yeah, I know.
To the gym.
But they
Listen,
live,
I know it happens.
You know, they live in an apartment that has
good.
10, 12 people in a fucking bedroom, bro. So I don't think I have the right, and nor should I think I should judge or not be judged on in that situation, because I might have been that statistic that had my brother had a fucking had my niece when he was like 18 years old. You don't think abortion was probably spoken about? It probably was. But, you know, thank God they didn't go that way.
Right?
You know?
And he took responsibility.
No, but it could have gone, bro. I can't say what my brother's been through, bro, but he was literally in the statistic to fail. The only reason he didn't was because of mom and dad.
But you see how he took responsibility?
No, but I'm just saying. That's what I'm just saying.
What if his brother dipped?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Dipped and went to Texas.
I am one of the lucky cases where that statistic didn't go against my brother. Could have. All the odds were pointing to it was. That's what I'm saying. My brother's a phenomenal person because he was able to make it work. Mm-hmm. But he easily was in the statistic to make it fail. You know what I'm saying? So I always say pro-choice because I don't think we should dictate it. But I agree with you, bro. There are some scumbags in the world that literally don't use protection, where the women could sleep with a bunch of men. But I am not defending those people. I'm defending the people that do get in the situation where they live in horrible states where, you know, and you can't say to an individual, you ethically can say, my ethics, I wouldn't have slept with that person. Fine. But you can't say it in that sense there that she didn't make a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, shit happens. Is that person continuing making the mistakes? Okay, they're a scumbag. But like I said, for the people that aren't and make that one-time mistake and go into a trap, I'm willing to help those individuals and believe in those individuals and give them an option, because if I take that away, I'm taking all the shits out away for all the good people. You know what I mean? Just because you're robbing the bad, you shouldn't just rob the good people too.
All right, but that's the thing though. Let's say 99% of our people don't want to take responsibility.
That's not the case.
But let's say it is. Let's say it is, because I would say people would argue.
That's a tough.
Let me flip it. For the 1%, you'd pay for 99%.
I have to for the 1%.
I mean, if we're pro-choice,
I'd pay for the 1%. I wouldn't pay for the 99%.
But how are you gonna know?
Well, like I said before,
you get a bill in the mail,
bro. Also, I want to tell you.
My time.
I want to tell you. No, Anthony. I want to tell you something too. There are people that get raped and never report it to the cops.
Yep. Yeah, but who's like?
I saw it. I'm going through that one.
No, you can't put yourself in a situation. You have to put yourself in that situation.
Like, how is that? If you don't report a crime like that, first of all, it's a terrible thing.
What if it's a minor?
Hold on, let me say something. It's a terrible thing for that to happen to someone.
Absolutely,
right? We all agree. Like, I'm not saying that lightly, but a crime happened. It should be reported.
Not always the case, bro.
Okay, it's not always the case. I know that, but it should, right? Okay, it should. If it gets reported, I'm saying that in that case, absolutely go through with it, and help that person with an abortion if they want. If they want, and some people don't even in those situations don't get an abortion, which is insane. There are some cases like that, which is wow.
Yeah, we're not. I know what you're saying.
But that's what I'm saying. But let's say 99% of people that I don't want to take responsibility. I just didn't pull out, but they made a choice. But you want everyone else to pay for it?
All right, I have a question.
I mean, it's kind of weird.
It's a quick example. I just want to yes or no. Let's say you have a partner, right? And that partner's on vacation, and something tragic happens to that partner. The example we just used, your partner comes back. She is now pregnant. The only way out of it is that. Like, that's the only way out if she has an abortion.
No, he said he's okay with rape. That's his exception. He said he's okay with it.
Did you hear me before?
I'm just saying there's too many loopholes for you to be spoiling it not spoiling. Let me not just say that. For taking the right for the good people, then like I get it. With all good eggs, you have bad eggs too, bro. But like I'm not, and also like I said, I'm gonna look at you like a scumbag if I know you're sleeping around all the time and asking for abortion every year. But that's not the question here. Is like my question is, I don't care about that statistic. Like to me, that's my moral, my ethics. Like I don't care about it. Like you want to do that, fine, bro. Like It's gonna come to a point where karma's gonna come and get you. I'm looking for the good people and making sure they have their choice because shit happens.
Well, I agree with you there.
Wait,
I think for the good people, we could make that
I
happen.
fucked up my question. That was my question. Same thing. Your partner on vacation, something bad happens, right? But they tell you, I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want to report it because it's embarrassing. That's something tragic that happened. What do? If they're not willing to go through.
Okay, that's a weird example. That's a very,
Why?
that's a very,
It's
very, yeah, but that, okay.
When that happens?
All right,
it
happens.
Everyone that gets.
I was researching.
Okay, it happens. Let's say, okay,
It's your partner.
it takes time, and you can do a kit. You could do a kit after 36 hours.
Your partner does not want it like on file. Like, I don't want this to be known. Like, it happened to me. I don't know who did it. I was out in like a foreign country. You're gonna force that person. Like, what are you gonna do?
Okay, first of all, you can talk to your girl, right? Like face to face about it. And it's not a vacuum where she's absolutely going to say no. I don't want it. Okay, she could talk to somebody. No,
it's not your choice.
No, but
it's her choice.
But she could talk to somebody and maybe get a second opinion on people that went through.
The question is, your
partner.
But
you're saying in a vacuum.
Yeah, definitive. Your partner
is definitive. But that's a very niche example.
The
like,
same way you're asking us, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's your partner, you can't force her. So my question is, what are you going to do about it?
No, I'm not going to force her. Of course not.
So what are you going to do about it? If she's like, yo, this happened, this is the example, like, this is what happened, like, what are you going
to... I mean, it's if she really doesn't want to go through with that, I mean, that's a tough situation. Yes, hopefully it doesn't happen.
1,000%.
Right? Obviously. But, I mean, yeah, it's a tough situation. You would still probably follow with it. Are there exceptions? To the exceptions, yeah, that's what you're basically saying.
All right, good.
That's an exception to an exception.
Yeah, no, that I'm good with.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah.
Yo, facts.
Go ahead, Shane.
What are we talking about?
Y'all debate each other. We like
debating each other.
We went a triple threat over here. You guys gotta talk.
I just feel a lot of times people don't look at the long-term implications when it comes to this, and people were like, yeah, have the child. You're supposed to have the child. It's like, all right, you're going to help me when I'm struggling. You're going to help me when I'm doing this and when I'm doing that. And everyone gets all quiet. And it's the reason why people ask for childcare. You know how much fucking childcare is? I don't think I know how much it is. I really quit my job and work as a fucking nanny. It's fucking money. It is bread to raise a child. So imagine like raising a child that you didn't plan for, all right? Let's just say the accident, whatever the case may be, and you guys go with it.
Yeah, but that's
so now
such
you
a
have
rare
the
percentage. Let's use an actual percentage.
Not to cut you off, but I want to hear, what the fuck do you think?
But let's Shane finish.
I have my thought.
Shane finish part.
It's I think people have to really look at those long-term implications, and I get what you're stating, what you're saying. I think you have to look at your emotionally stable and there, and you can say, hey, I will go report it, I will go do this and that. There are a lot of people who do not have that willpower.
I agree
and will be quiet until they're 50 years old and not say shit.
Yeah.
And to have them require, oh yeah, well, you got to say something. Well, we can't help you if you cannot say anything. And it's to kind of put people in that box and put in that corner, like, hey, you got to do this. Kind of unfair. It's not logical. I think to kind of give people a timeline to do these certain type of things and talk up, it's not.
I know it's not easy.
So I think it's you got to really. I forgot to say I'm pro-choice. I look at you have to really analyze how you're going to move forward with having a child. If that child is going to be raised in a shitty environment, I'm sorry. Not that I don't want to, because I've seen it. I've been through it. Lucky my parents have made it through up to the fucking top. And a lot of people don't have those success stories at the end. They end up being a statistic in the system and not producing for society. So it's that's how I look at it. I look at it long term and how it's gonna be generations going from there.
I completely agree. I mean, in those cases, it's very difficult. I'm not saying it's easy for people to speak up and report things. Obviously, it's very difficult. But there are condoms, there are contraceptives, there are things for this type of thing. If you want to engage in behavior that's risky, when you're in a financially difficult situation, you need to take measures to protect yourself. And if you don't, it's on you. It's got to be on you. It can't be on the entire population.
We agree with you.
Yeah,
No one's disagreeing with you.
So I mean, that's all I'm saying though. Like that's all I'm saying.
I want to hear.
I'm not saying anything more.
I haven't heard Mike at all.
Yeah, you better quiet.
I'm just
You
listening.
gotta interject. Like,
Quiet.
just hop in.
No, let people finish
Never even
their thought.
talk, son. We don't cut no one off.
Yeah,
We've been cutting each other off the whole time.
You got proper steps.
Maybe Curtis and cutting me off.
No home gym.
So, pro-choice again for my.
He said you're pro-life.
You say you're pro-life.
No, and then I
He-
because I mixed it up in my head. So pro-choice, because I feel that. Wait, fuck! And I forgot my. Yeah, you guys talked that long.
That's what I was trying to. That's why I kept trying to stop.
I was forgetting myself a little
You
bit
were
too.
going, and your brother the whole
I wanna
time was
make
like
sure.
pouring him a drink. He's fucking eating.
You guys are all
Like,
pro-choice. I'm
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
pro-life.
so, yeah,
like,
that's why I
don't want to see
split
a
back
debate.
to be pro-life
Yeah.
because that's where I made my mistake. So I am pro-life, with the same.
You're pro-choice.
No, I'm pro-life.
No,
Okay, pro-life.
Yes.
Pro-life.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
pro-life.
He
Wait,
changed.
wait.
You just say you're pro-choice.
No. He did change it when Anthony was
You just
up.
say
Yeah.
you're free. All right.
Yeah, so I am pro-life.
You're with him.
Yes.
Cool.
Now, along the same,
Your post.
points that Anthony had. Am I too close? You said?
No. I said your post. Keep going though.
Why you running moment?
No.
are-
I honestly was just saying it to myself, but I'm actually surprised you heard me.
Say it to my face. Don't be
No,
a
no. I was gonna say it to your face after,
Basically.
Oh, okay.
Hide
you
behind a mic.
but I did say it to your face after.
I did that.
But keep okay.
You
You.
fucked up, bro. You're the only
You-
That's fucked up.
All right, hold on.
Does
Let
that?
me catch you
I'm
up.
the only one
No,
who
I'm being
can get back
serious.
at him.
You're pro-life, and you're
Yeah.
explaining the situations why.
Thanks.
Why are
I
you
need to
pro-life?
know where I was.
You looked a little lost, Morphin. Come on.
I'm not. I'll vote for you.
So, pro-life,
That's right.
with the same reasons that Anthony had is, there are exceptions where there's, sexual assault is involved, where it wasn't planned by the woman, obviously, to carry out the pregnancy and have the baby. Now, if she wants to keep the baby, I feel like that is her choice. But if she, has the need to abort because of that situation, like why it happened, then I think so as well, because it's not her fault. And then, if the baby's not healthy, if the baby has to, unfortunately be aborted for health reasons and the health to the mother, I, have that decision, you should be able to do it. But overall, I think that it should be the decision on the parent, on the mother, if it's when it's those situations. But if you're being irresponsible, there are options to have protective sex. If you don't take those measures and you fuck up, then
Man up.
you have to take responsibility. Now, I think this might be a little off brand, but I say if it wasn't planned, but it wasn't a sexual assault or anything like that, that the mother should go through with the pregnancy and, talk to someone throughout the process and give the baby up. If she can't financially, care for it responsibly, then it's not the baby's fault. At least give it a chance to live.
You're talking about adoption?
Adoption, foster care, even though it's not a great system in
It's
itself,
a horrible
but
system.
it's not like it should.
It's
It's not the
something.
baby's fault for, to not have a chance at life because
Yeah.
they obviously didn't have
It's
that
something.
choice at all.
I'll give you this much. The only thing I will fight back on, and it's good that he said it. It is something, but how? This is the only part I get
How do
confused
you
about
force
pro.
the woman
No.
to keep the baby?
No, here's that part where I get confused with pro-lifers and pro-choicers. And like I said, I literally, this is the part that gets me so mad. How do you morally put what you believe is right, and then after the child's born, you say, you know what, foster care is something. That's the only thing that really gets me tight. Like, oh, it's something. Like, bro, I'm not from a foster family, nor do I know anyone other than one person that came up through a foster family, and he fucking despised it. In that foster family, he got raped. They barely check up on him.
Mhm.
And he described it as one of the worst experiences that he even said to me when he was like really fucking drunk that he had rather have his mother have aborted him than him having to gone through all that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And this is the
Yeah,
part,
that's the other
and
side of the
this
coin.
is the part where I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right here. I'm just saying that's the only thing that gets me tight. I agree with you guys that if we had a better society, maybe we can blame it on us and we could be the society that fixes this. But if we funded our foster care system better, if we educated kids a lot earlier, if we are able to put our people, the middle class and the poor class, because you can't tell the poor class not to fuck if the rich class can fuck. You know what I mean? Like that is not, and it's funny, but it's the truth.
Words like,
No, because it's true. No, because it's like that. Where the fuck? Where do you put yourself in a ceiling that you say? And I know I get what you're saying. Yo, use protection, all that. But what do you think? Most of the people too getting pregnant are young teenagers, right? They don't even get educated, and they come from what kind of fucking ecosystem? Where do they come from? Rich or poor?
Lower SES.
Right? Because if it's a rich kid and they don't want anything to do with their kids, guess what? That fucking rich family will make sure that kid is fucking taken care of. But how do you morally sit there and say that the poor family should just make it work?
Right. I'll answer it. Can I answer it?
Yeah, go on.
It's better than death.
Says who?
Says you.
Life is better than death.
I know, but I'm answering for him.
Okay.
Look, okay.
I think you
It's not
gotta
just
look at how, yes, that's better than death, but how is that kid going to be raised in that lower SES?
No,
that's what you got to look at.
Okay.
That's what you got to look at that, because yes,
you're right.
He is someone that is someone that is brought into this world. But statistically speaking, if he's raised into a family like that, he's going to become another statistic. And we're in this constant cycle. Like, how are we going to bring people into this world, people that's going to do something better, people are going, if they're being brought into, already starting way at the bottom. From the youngest age.
Point. That's a very good point.
It's just, that's what people have to look at it the long term, right? And
here's a long term. I agree with you. It's very difficult.
Let Mike J go next after your speech. So I want to hear it.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But however, if contraceptives didn't work, now you're up for adoption. Okay, at least not all adoptions end like that. There are very good adoptions. And as Puka mentioned, I think I really agree with. If we invest more in parents that adopt, and we follow that more closely to see how the child's doing, that's better. That's a better start. Now, is it a solution? It's not. Because, guys, guess what? The world isn't perfect. All right? Either the kid's not alive at the end of it, or at least he has a chance to be something. That's how I see it. It's very difficult though, and it doesn't end up perfect all the time.
It's never none of these situations.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. But Anthony kind of said what I was going to say. Like, I think the problem is that, the lower and middle class, by our government standards, are like set up to fail, to keep the cycle going. There is I've never heard of anything. I don't do that much research on it because it's not something I look up every day, but. I've never heard of any money going towards foster agencies or adoption agencies. Like, none of that stuff is even
It's usually sorry to interrupt. It's usually state funded.
Most funded, but there's no but states get funding from the government.
No, there's state taxes. I don't want to go too deep into it.
They get certain.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but you're right. Like it's not. We can say that it's not enough state funding
to help the states fund those programs, and that's the problem. That I see nothing that's happened. Like, those are the important things that we should be talking about, as a country or even for the world. But for the U.S. purpose, funding should go to that, because there are situations where someone who was sexually assaulted wants to have the child. But they don't have the capability to raise the child properly. But if there's something for that, but there's no.
That's a quick thought before you go.
There's no funding for it. There's no base.
Correct. All right.
It's there, but it is what it is. And if a child comes out of it on the other side, fine. If not, then they're lost in the system, and that's what ends up happening.
The only thing I will say is that people around the world, if you're blue or red or whatever color you represent, because it's blood rich Crips, you should be having conversations like this without having to on the news. You see the motherfuckers hitting each other, and motherfuckers cursing each other, degrading each other, and you can have a conversation like this. You obviously just saw two different opinions on a conflict, and it doesn't ever have to get ugly. Like you know what I mean? Like to me, it just doesn't make sense what you see in the news. People just fucking destroying one of each other, like just because of a difference in opinion.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, mine's just real quick for Anthem and Mike. It's more like simple. Just
Herbert might fight you guys.
no. Does someone who lives in Oklahoma, they had sex, like you said, they just had sex, they don't want it, they aborted. How does that affect you and Mike? It doesn't. So why do you guys care that much? That's
What do
my
you
question.
mean? What do you mean? How does it affect me?
Like, does that person aborting affect you and Mike's life?
I think you're thinking financially.
Is it financial or like emotional?
Oklahoma.
Just in general.
He's just asking, like,
Right.
why does family affect
That's why
you?
the Roe vs. Wade was about bringing the instead of federal back to the states.
So that's the point. If it's not,
it doesn't affect. I mean, I guess I could talk about New York only. I guess 'cause I live in New York, so like, can't really talk about every state then.
So you're subjected to the state. No, that's my point.
It is subjected to the state.
Is,
you know,
if it doesn't affect you and Mike directly or indirectly, maybe you're never gonna meet that person, right? Why do y'all care if they did it or not? You'll never know. You'll never meet that person. They will never cross paths with you and Mike. They live in Oklahoma. You live in New York.
Well, but here's the thing: you're making a specific.
No, bro. That
you're saying Oklahoma,
the whole U.S.
I mean,
he's just giving an example. He's saying
out of the state.
Because no. He's not saying that.
Care.
He's saying it's a federal problem, right? But because you guys keep segmenting it, he's trying to tell you, like, okay, let me just segment the Oklahoma thing. Like, he's like, if you don't care what someone does in Oklahoma, why should it matter in New York?
Yeah, you guys can't say you're pro-life in New York and not pro-life in Oklahoma, in New Jersey, because then there's too many.
No, it should be you have a stand.
So my point is,
you're making a stand with that choice.
It's not caring. I'll have a moral stance. I think it's wrong universal, with the exceptions I laid out before. However, financially, I would disagree with a program that would fund abortions in cases like those.
Once again, though, if it's state to state and it has no implication on financial,
then I answered your question already, because it does.
Okay.
If in that specific scenario where finances,
my problem is you can't say.
But I said morally, I don't agree with it, so I did answer your question. You're just not. I don't know if you're. Are you understanding? Like
I am. I just feel like
what
the concept.
We're gonna move on to the next subject. I'm the mediator here. But what I will say,
shut up.
No, what I will say is that I'm not gonna add more spice to it, because, like I said, it's always a spicy conversation when it comes to this shit. But what I will say is that, to me, I did search up what Anthony said, and he's right. There are exceptions to pro-lifers. But a lot of the things you still did mention morally, I still believe you guys are pushing more pro-choice than pro-life. Just saying. That's my opinion. I'm going to leave it there.
So you might be pro-life, actually.
No.
You might be pro-life,
No.
actually.
He's talking about
you. I'm talking to you.
No, I know, but we just looked it up saying that's what pro-lifers say.
About grape and like health issues, with the mom being infected by the baby.
Right.
No, I'm just correcting you. You were correct when you said, not correcting you, reaffirming what you said.
Yeah.
So
he didn't know the criteria of what is to be a
but I'm saying to you still, as you added more stuff to it, though,
you're sounding like a
saying you're more pro-choice than you are pro-life.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you say so.
Yeah, that's my opinion. That's my brother. But you know what?
We're all something that we.
But at the end of the day,
you know what I mean?
I don't get why you would want to punch someone in the face for being pro-life or pro-choice.
Yeah,
you're pro-choice. You know what I mean? Like, they just made out, you see?
No.
All right, next question. We're going to start.
Wait, can I be real quick?
We're going to. Go ahead, you can go, P. We're going to still keep going. But, yeah, we can still go.
Yeah.
We're going to be. I'll mention this section last. Because they didn't get to go for like 20 minutes. Border crisis in Texas. I don't know if you guys know what's going on in the news. Texas is basically the governor's telling them all to bear arms and protect their borders because they don't believe in Joe Biden's policy of just letting the illegal people come in with no kind of background check, right? Like, they're just letting them come in. They're not stopping these people from coming in. They're my people too. Federally.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that and a possible civil war? It looks like that I feel like this news gets repeated every couple of years too, that Texas is going to secede
from the nation.
But let me know your thoughts
on election year.
You go, Mr. Ken Williams.
Yeah.
Wait, you just
when it comes to the border, you know, because looking around all of us, we weren't born here.
Yo, be careful what you say, bro. I'm fucking Spanish, right?
He wasn't born here.
That's fucked up. I was fucking born here, bro. I'm straight up American. I drive a Ford.
We all were born here. Our parents and our grandparents, chances are probably were not born here. My parents are born here. I think I can say that for most of and her parents too. So I believe in the right process of them going through, filing, paying, doing the actual legal process to come here to the States.
A little more true, like take your chair, your chair. And
so you believe in closed borders?
I think that's a strong statement. I don't agree with them just letting people in because I'm gonna be completely honest. I see human beings in Brooklyn, and the way they carry themselves in certain type of entitlement. I don't know if it was those group of.
You're talking about the Venezuelans. I'm sorry, I'm gonna defend.
No, they were
the Venezuelans. Bro.
I think they were African. I don't know, but they honestly probably might be Venezuelans. Who knows? But anyways, the sense of entitlement and them asking like, hey, like, can I use your phone? Hey, can I borrow $10? It's like, when you borrow $10, you don't ask somebody, can I borrow $10? You borrow $8. I borrow a quarter. And it's like, you borrowed the whole $10. It's like, yo, I'm struggling too. Yeah, and I think it's the idea, they're coming to America, they could get everything. They're giving cell phones, at least in New York, at least in our sanctuary city. They're giving cell phones, they're giving all these places stays, and it's like, there's so many homeless people here already that we're not even taking care of. And that bothers me to the bone. We're so quick to stick a hand out for everyone else, and it's literally thousands of people who are not even taken care of here and who were born here. And I think that's where we have to like take a step back and look and see, all right, we understand you could go through political asylum. There's fucked up countries, they're going through shit. We understand that. But to just allow everyone to come in and to really feel like, we're just going to give them everything. That's where I draw the line. Because I just feel like that, as a taxpayer, I'd rather have you take my money to help the people that are already here who are struggling, including me, all of us, who are already struggling, than to stick a hand out and start helping other people who have anything. So I don't think...
I'll repeat the question after.
I don't think the border should be completely shut. I think the idea of it being very lax is just like, let everyone come in no matter what. That is an issue.
Beautifully said, bro. Before we go to Mike, I'm just going to repeat the question just so Herbert's in par with everything. Border crisis in Texas. I don't know if you know what's going on over there, but thoughts on, all the people from Texas, nearby states, protecting the border, not letting everyone in, and being against Biden's policy of just, not fucking backstreeting people, not really doing much of it. It's also, let me not say Biden's policy, but what's going on federally right now with that area. I will say Biden obviously plays a figure on that, but I will just go there. And also thoughts on a possible civil war, because we're hearing that Texas is going to do what, Mike? I can't say that word. All right. Mike, go ahead.
I agree with Shane. Giving a handout to people that are just coming into the country for, without any kind of restrictions to an extent. I feel like background checks need to be better, because it's not just like you hear border and people think Hispanics or Latino, but it's a mix of everyone. You have, Muslims, Arabs, Jews, like all different people coming in, Africans, Haitians, from anywhere. They're using the border to come in. And to be able to just get in without any sort of, background check or anything like that, I think is wild. And I didn't even know about like giving cell phones and all that. Like, that's, to me, that's wild, because we have our own homeless problem in New York alone, let alone the United States.
They all got papers, by the way, the Venezuelans.
So, like, I feel like there should be a process. Should it take 10 years for someone to gain citizenship? I don't think so. Because that's why it's
longer than that.
Yeah, it might be even longer, actually.
So it's like a catch-22. Like, by the government making the process so long, they're in a way like empowering like people to come in with no like pushback. I feel,
doesn't make sense.
You know,
doesn't fucking make sense.
What I said, or
no.
Oh,
The whole thing.
I'm like, I thought
I was like, all right.
So like, I feel that there's no pushback and being able to come in. Like, there should be a happy medium where like a process maybe takes a year, you know, at max. Like, you can do a thorough background check in maybe 6 months, you know, for a batch of people. Like, maybe not have the border open. I don't know how the border exactly works, but it shouldn't be open every day. Maybe like every couple of weeks they have a day where people get in. Like,
close on Sundays on Chick-fil-A.
I'm sorry. You made it sound like fucking Disneyland. Hello, I'm here.
No, but I got you.
Yeah. So like something else, like a system like that. But like 15 years for someone to gain citizenship, they're just gonna come in and try to make it do what it do, and you know. And listen, the country's built on immigrants. I'm not, pushing away from that. But, there has to be some sort of way where the process doesn't take that long, because you tell someone not to do it, they're going to want to do it. So you're going to tell someone it's going to take 15 years to possibly get citizenship. They're just going to find out a way to get in and stay as long as they can and make a living that way. And there's people who do it. They come in, they have a child, that child automatically has citizenship.
But not the parent.
But not the parent.
They took away that rule now, right? That law, that law where the parent doesn't become a citizen now when their child is born.
Has to become 18 or some shit like that, and then they file, and then they're able to. It's some crazy.
So that parents can be separated from the kid if the kid is not 18 years old, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what they're talking about. The asylum for refugees,
and that kid goes into foster home. Just like.
Oh wow.
So but given like handouts, or lack for a better word, like we have our own problems here. Us as taxpayers ourselves, we struggle. We're not getting any help. That's where I'm on.
I'm gonna start this one because I always start last on this side. I agree with both of them. I think that those Venezuelan fucking lazy fucks. I'll be honest with you. You guys are lazy. You guys don't know more about this, but the Spanish news covers this a lot. And I'm not saying everyone in Venezuela is a lazy fuck, but the ones they do put on the media and stuff, speaking to those specific fuckers, like those motherfuckers they give them cell phones, like he said. They were sitting at nice 5-star hotels with rooms, and they're fighting against wanting to be here, and their whole kind of like vendetta to like why they're being kind of spoiled is like, well, you offered this, why take it away? Like, why did you bring us here offering this at first if you were going to take it away at some point? And agreed on that point. Why the fuck would you promise them all this
and then go back on
not go back on your word, but like not have a program instilled where you're going to completely kind of keep us at least a pillar of the same level of what they were treated as. If you gave them no 5-star hotel, I don't think they would expected that. You would have told them, well, you got exactly what you were promised and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
That goes down to, I think we're all in agreement here that our government, the people that we just see get elected, this is where we have to change, obviously. Like, even me, bro, I'm guilty. I say it every episode. I don't fucking look at politics and stuff, and maybe I should. But the people that we elect are the people making these dumb fucking rules, making these fucking policies and stupid shit that just keep fucking up our nation up, bro. And I agree that we shouldn't be letting everyone in through the border, but if we fix it systematically where we don't fucking have to make them wait 15 years, they probably wouldn't be fucking going through the border. We know why they're going through the border, for a better life, right? For a better future for their kids, for their family, for themselves. And it's not always for themselves. What do you do here in the United States if we've been blessed that we're first generations. None of us had to do what our parents had to do. Yeah, we never had to do what our parents did, bro. Our parents already took the front end of the fucking thing and had to work their asses off to fucking feed us and feed the people back there.
Facts.
Like, we don't even do that. Do you guys send money to fucking your countries over there?
Yeah. I don't anymore. It was just something like clothes I don't want. Or
I don't.
Shoes I don't want. Like,
I have a different point of view of my my family back there.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, I think, have done enough and set up enough people here. I mean, my dad was alley-ooped the coming to the United States. My uncle was like, "Yo, Feliciano, we out." Feliciano was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take a chance and we're going through." and he gave back to his community that funded his trip over here, right? Because it's not free. Anyone that thinks going through the border is free, the cartel does not make that shit free, bro. Like, I don't know how you guys get in here, but we get through the border, and you know how it's literally
we come in on planes.
We literally go on planes.
No, it kind of seems like we're going on a train and they're going on a boat.
No, I'm being so serious. There are
coming, Habibi, but coming.
No, I'm being so serious. There are
I hit you on WhatsApp.
there are trails that are secret, and the only people that know that is the cartel people. They're people that are in that business, and it's like about 20 grand, bro, a couple years ago to get funded to come to the States.
Coyotes, right?
Yeah, coyotes, yeah.
So, and the thing about that, too, is you're not, first off, coyotes don't promise you're going to make it.
Yeah.
If something happens, so they tell you, because there's a documentary on this, they tell you very specifically, you die, we're going. Because the coyotes will take like 20, right? And they'll take you like through these trails that they say.
And there's like a set time. If you don't get
No, you give half. You give half the payment as they're taking you.
And then
when you get there, you get the other half or get shot.
Yeah. So one thing is, one, if you don't pay them, you're gonna die. Two, it's like a 3-day, like it's not like, oh, hey, 1 hour you're there. No, it's like a couple of days. They give you like one water bottle and they're like, you have a can of beans.
Now people usually don't even carry shit no more.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You're going and they expect, hey, if I got 20 people, I gotta get through. Because you're going, it's hot down there, there's no safety, you're sleeping God knows where, and you have like a water bottle. And that's it. And they're like, yo, if something happens to you, we're leaving you behind. So there's no guarantee, even if you pay them.
Yeah, I learned about that in Better Call Saul. There was a issue where they had to go, to go to a coyote. I didn't know they were called coyotes.
Coyote.
And like they have to be there specific time. They have to pay up.
Remember the show that I told you about, the Netflix one? Mo? What's his name? Mo
Ammer?
Remember the last? Did you finish the season? The last episode of that fucking show, I remember he was illegal. He by accident goes to Mexico because he's like chasing down a tree. Stupid thing. But he's in Mexico and he's like, fuck, how do I get back? He pays a coyote and the coyote like fucks him over and he's like it ends up with a cliffhanger. He's like riding a motorcycle trying to get away from the cops.
Damn.
But he'll hit a coyote to get through.
My bad. I got so angry about the Venezuelan shit that we kind of stretched too far apart from the problem. I think Texas has the right to get mad because it's their border that they're crossing. I think that there should be a more stricter policy on their border, and I can see why they're getting upset. I believe the federal government should take it more seriously, not because I don't really think they're actually going to secede, right? Is that the word? But I think that we're not taking it very serious. I'm agreeing with Mike. If we fix it systematically, I think we'll see less of that issue of people hopping the border if it doesn't take 15 years. So we'll move on to Herbert. The question was, because I already know you forgot, border crisis in Texas. The governor of Texas has already announced that they have the right to bear arms and go over there to the border and protect their border so illegal immigrants aren't coming through.
Ooh, tied in.
So this is like just a Texas thing, or is it just the whole?
We
kind of much.
Yeah, exactly. You guys were mentioning like
this question that was brought through Instagram was specifically talked about with Texas.
I mean, hasn't the border always been a problem in Texas? I don't know. I'm kind of.
It has.
It's so weird because like we're Latino, so like our parents did not come here, obviously. Correct way. Like my dad, I think there was a hurricane in Honduras, and that allowed him through the exemption to get through. But like,
oh wow,
yeah.
Oh,
so my dad was like, "Oh shit, all right, we out." But like, he got kind of lucky.
Yeah.
If that shit didn't hit,
you wouldn't be born.
My dad came on a boat.
I would have been. I'd have been in Honduras.
My dad came on a boat when he was 14. He was the youngest of 7, and he was the first one here with his dad.
And my dad kind of was just like, well, shit, I'm not really doing much over here, so I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't easy. So I don't know. It's so hard for me to. That question.
No, but that's not the question. What I'm asking you is, I know it's very tricky. It says border crisis in Texas. So what's happening is the Texas governor is saying that they should have the right as the state to protect their borders for all the people coming in, because right now, even if they see someone cross, they're told to just look away. That is basically what's happening in Texas.
Like, shooting people?
Yeah, basically. Like,
not shooting people, preventing
them. They don't shoot at all.
No,
shoot.
They're just saying preventing from coming through.
Right.
Like as like pointing the gun and be like, yo, if you cross that border, I'm gonna kill you.
So I'm shooting them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if they
they
cross the league.
Yeah, so my point is, so they're basically saying, hey, you do this, we're gonna shoot you.
I mean, to be honest with you, as I'm Hispanic, it hurts me to say, I believe that if you see people crossing the border that are not American and not through the legal way, and you feel like you might be threatened, you have the right to shoot.
Answering this question makes you feel like a hypocrite because I know, like, I don't know.
Because remember, not everyone entering through that thing is promised to work a 9 to 5 or no. Most of them.
You gotta think about it. When our parents came, the border is much different than it is now.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So you talking about like right now, what's with exactly going on with the influx of people just coming in with no pushback? Does the southern states have the right to protect their border, basically,
The thing is, if I say from the influx? I feel like it's a hypocritical yes. All right,
say your parents came legally, like that's not an issue. Like you're in Texas, and you see thousands of people just coming in every day. Like, put yourself there.
Yeah, that's tough. But I mean, it's tough. I don't know.
That's okay.
All right, let's circle back.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
It is tough.
It's not something, especially something that you experience it. You experience it, so it's like you can't.
To be flawed, I'd be like, like protect. It's like, like let my family slide. So that's the thing. Like, I can't say yes with an exemption. I can't be like, but that's the thing. You either be like,
I'll help you fix this. I agree that they should protect their borders, but if it was my family crossing, I'd be like, yo, you guys have been really good at it, bro. Because there is people pointing an AR-15 at you, so make sure those Call of Duty moves like fucking work.
But there's a lot of hookahs, and some of them are built like you.
You know what that means? They're getting through, bro.
They're getting through. Bigger target. If I was a sniper, I'd be like, this is the easy. I don't even need I would be like,
if they're pukas and that sniper shooting right at them, they're gonna be like,
I mean, some of them are not tall enough.
Your nieces, yes. Like I can see Jocelyn like getting through. I can see them.
Nah, you
Jocelyn's legal. Why would you ever bring Jocelyn?
Yo,
she's second generation, bro. What are you talking about? She don't know what an illegal is, bro. She's second generation.
There was pukas like you running. I'd be like, yo,
they're in.
Hit them. No,
they're in. They're in.
If they're pukas like the other day.
If they're Incas like me going through, they're in. I'm gonna greet them in Dallas. Like, here. Welcome to the States,
when you run like this.
I don't need to run, bro. I don't need to run. I'll be like, yo.
I'm in a bag of loot.
I'm in.
I don't even run. I know Herbert.
I'll tell you right now, you do that, they'll shoot you.
They'll shoot you if you know Herbert.
If there's one people who should not say you know Herbert, it's them.
They know Herbert. They know Herbert, bro. They'll get it. All right, go. Anthony, let's go.
Go. I think it's a crazy situation happening right now. I
want to fill a cup or a can.
I just want to say this. I really wish there's a easier way to get into this country legally. I never agree with the illegal way. But
well, that's interesting. Can I piggyback on that?
Piggyback.
Your dad came in here, so you thought that shouldn't have happened?
No, it shouldn't.
Well, they came through Ellis Island. Like my dad came through Ellis Island.
Legally or
legally?
Yeah. Sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
I mean,
yeah, he's been the system.
I'm glad it happened, but
like paperwork. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I'm gonna need to see that paperwork. Banana boat?
No.
Banana boat.
Listen, we took an ocean liner.
No, hold on. Before you go. Caribbeans are known to come in a banana boat. That's a whole joke, like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
No, we don't do that. First of all, you see where Trinidad is? At that literally bottom of the Caribbean. We are not taking no banana boat all the way to the States. Maybe in Cuba, maybe Puerto Rico, Jamaica. Y'all can take a banana boat.
Cuba, they take anything as long as
90 miles, you can roll that shit.
Yeah,
that's
you can roll that shit.
Trinidad, that's a long way. My parents came here legally, and they spent the thousands and thousands of dollars to make it happen, send money back, help everyone out as much as they can and stuff like that. So it's, I try not to take it personal, but I'm not trying to help people. I get Texas. I get it. They have, this is their land. We're not down there. We don't know. We don't know what's going on down there. So it's kind of hard for us to be like, yeah, just let them in. You'll be all right. We're good up here. So I think Again, you guys are sinking in the river.
How are you getting from Peru here?
I can't
His
swim.
head's a buoy.
Wait, Pookie, you can swim?
I can't swim.
Dude, that's a Puka thing. That's not a David thing.
That's me. That's me.
Your mom and dad can swim?
My dad can.
Your dad does everything.
Flora can't swim?
Your dad can do everything.
I'm not gonna say that Feliciano crossed the border, but I won't say that he didn't. But if he did, he had to swim.
Puka would just be a floating head in the water. His fucking buoyancy ass head would fucking.
My bad. Before you continue, I want to say one thing. Anthony still has to go, but what I will say is,
You also can
My
swim.
mom can swim too.
what I will
Ace can
say,
swim.
what I will say is, the news tends to highlight when the bad immigrants do bad things, but they
Mhm.
never highlight when the good immigrants are the working
course,
class
that's
of
how
this fucking
that's how
country.
news
Yup.
work.
Legal or illegally,
how it
the
works.
immigrants have built America. Italian, Spanish, Mexican, Trinidadian, Jamaican, whatever. They are the backbone of America. So don't think that I have any grievance or any hatred toward the immigrants, because that would make no fucking. I would not exist if it wasn't for. I'm not saying he did, but someone crossing the border and bringing the whole family in.
The Andrew Tate disclaimer.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Good disclaimer.
Such a freaking weird.
But I will let Anthony finish this topic before we move on to the next one, because we have a lot of good topics and we still have
Yeah,
an hour and 30.
I'll keep it quick. I'll keep it short. No, I think overall that people that come illegally, it's not a good thing. But yeah, there's definitely an influx of people, and I think Texas has the right, because the federal government isn't doing shit. Period. They're not doing anything to stop it.
Letting it happen.
They're just letting it happen. They don't give a shit about the state's influx. I mean, it's a problem. But I want to piggyback off what you said. 100% immigrants build this country, straight up. Facts. Your hardest workers, man.
Okay.
Seriously.
I love it.
God
You
bless.
look at us when you say that.
Yeah, it's fucking racist, bro.
Because you mentioned, are we
Hardest
all
workers.
immigrants?
We're all immigrants.
Hardest workers right here.
That's it.
Big grades.
Cut this motherfucker.
Yo.
I officially have no co-host.
Your boy's like, hey, buddy, thanks for
These guys right here. These guys.
So you see, this is the people you don't want, and this is the people you do want. But I'm gonna go to the next question.
Ooh, next.
Do you think world peace is ever possible? Anthony, start. Since Shane's not here, we'll go the other way.
World peace?
World
Herbert's
peace.
never started.
Oh, Herbert. Sorry for yelling at me,
the
Mike.
first question.
Yeah, actually let Herbert start.
No,
Yeah.
you start me the first question.
All right, no,
Oh,
Boogie,
you want me to start?
You go.
You want to start?
Whoa. Hold
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
I know you didn't call me that. You want to retract your sentence?
You can't call. I can't call.
I'm not talking to you, dumb fuck.
Yeah, honestly, that's not the noise. That's the noise.
Okay. Puka, do you think that world peace is ever possible?
I'm hanging you.
All right, Puka. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a great question, and it comes from a person that has a big heart. I don't think that I know who it was, so shout out to you, bro. I don't think that it's ever possible. The only reason is where I said this before: where there is light, there will be shadows. So, no matter where you shine the light, there will always be good and bad, a yin and a yang to always rule the world. And I don't think there's ever possible to have a full place of good, because this is going nerdy, but even in Naruto, bro, they say it perfectly. He wanted to create this evil guy, wanted to create a perfect world, but he had to make everyone fall under a psychosis thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people found that morally wrong. But he's like, but I'm gonna promise you everything you've ever wanted is gonna be there. But they're like, no, that's not right, because I'm going to fight to always make good. So no matter what it is, you're always gonna fight to make good. But where there is good, there will always be bad, no matter what. So, no, I don't think there's ever gonna be world peace at any point in our life at all. Herbert, you can go next. I'll take the pitch from you. Thanks, bro. I don't need you munching on the.
After me,
Yeah, Puka really wanted the chips.
That's really what he
really is like,
I got it. Also, I feel the hand.
Yeah, he really wanted the
Dollar
chips.
chips.
We love you,
You really-
right
You
here.
don't walk around with that Cape
no.
Cod kettle bag of chips in front of
Yeah, by the way, PSA,
Family
you have
ties.
chips and you're around Jamel, you don't have chips. Hey, Jamel.
Hydro chips.
Hydro chips.
Hydro chips.
And hydro dumbbells. That's one too, though. No, I don't think we all.
I look good today, bro. I look sexy as hell. But you on? This is alcohol talking. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
That's still look good as hell.
No, I think just like you said, when there's good, there's bad. Every great movie, there's a protagonist and there's an antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
If there was world peace, I don't know. I feel like there wouldn't be a world. I feel like what would we do? Does everyone be happy?
It'd be great.
It was. I wish.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool if we lived in like a productive society where like, everyone was amazing, but not everyone's amazing. It's just not reality. And I wish it was, but no, I don't think we'll have our world peace.
Anthony?
After your last batch.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This ain't a perfect world. This ain't a perfect world. World peace is for how much differences we have in our worlds, it's probably not going to happen. We could get to a better world. I'm optimistic for that, but not a perfect, world where there's no conflict. That's unfortunate. All human beings want power to some extent, so. Yeah, and to have power, you have to put someone down with authority.
Pause.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
Why?
pause.
Why throw that in there?
I think
That was a good point.
Yeah, that was a good
Harper
point.
liked that.
I had to throw the pause. All right.
You always need a pause, bro. You need a pause. You need a pause.
I won't lie. You said put him down, and then you said.
That's why I put. That's why I put.
Yeah. There's a change of tone with authority. I was like, dang, you looked ashamed you said it.
I didn't even realize. All right, we'll see it in the club. We'll see.
All right, morphin' time. You're up.
Okay.
Morphin' time.
I feel like there would never be world peace. And the world has
so sorry. Fix your mic. Just make sure it points at you.
The world has to function with bad and good. It has to be that way because people are inspired to be good.
I agree.
People should inspire it to be bad. Unfortunately, that's how it works. So it needs to have that type of coexistence in order for life to happen. And if things are always bad, obviously that's not good. If things are always good, it's like what's the point?
Yin and yang.
I agree with all of you guys.
There's
no other answers. There's no other. Honestly, there's no other answer. There's I think I responded back to that question to you on Instagram. I was like, if there's peace in one place, there's chaos in another. In order to cause peace somewhere, you're causing chaos somewhere else.
Very true.
Yeah, and like Anthony said, everyone strives for power, and the only way to do that is to take advantage of someone who's not able to be in that place of power. So that person's eventually gonna move lower down in the bracket while that other person's rising. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.